Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. We have an exciting match to get into. Elena Rybakina versus Mirra Andreeva for the round of 16 matchup in Indian Wells. And only a few weeks back, they played in another Masters 1000 tournament in Dubai. And Mirra Andreeva came out on top in three very, very thrilling sets. Went on to win the title there as well, her first ever Masters 1000 tournament. Rybakina will be looking for revenge and to edge in the head-to-head, which is 1-1 currently. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, remember to that like button, do subscribe if you're new, and do leave a rating or review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Also, shout out to our members on YouTube. You guys are legends for contributing as always. And also, make sure you hit that notification bell so you guys get alerted to when we upload new videos. Okay, let's get into this then. So, Mirra Andreeva is I would say she is the player of the moment right now. She is the most informed player, I think, on the women's side right now. She won Dubai. She's now come into Indian Wells. She beat Gracheva. She beat Towson, who she played in the final of Dubai. Dismantled her 6-3, 6-love. Now she comes in against Rybakina, who has been playing some really good tennis of her own and beat Katie Bolter. Also a bagel there for her, 6-love, 7-5, and then Lamins in the first round, or her first match anyway, in straight sets. So both players have not dropped a set. Andreeva beat Rybakina, as I mentioned, outdoors in Dubai in 3 sets. It was a very, very good match. I thought the quality was really high. Some great moments in that matchup, and I think I'm going to talk about that match a little bit whilst I give you guys my tactical overview of how I think it will play out. Rybakina is, on paper, the biggest server on tour. That is, I think, pretty plain to see. And when I say the biggest server on tour, I don't just mean, okay, we're talking about hitting a lot of aces and just serving past 120 mile per hour mark, for example, for the women's side. I'm talking about the percentage of first serve points won. She's well up there in the rankings for the WTA for the whole of the tour, and her variation on serve, the slice serves, the body serves, the kick serves, the flatter ones, she just has a lot in the toolkit when it comes to her service games. She didn't have the best serving day against Andreeva. 7 aces, 3 double faults in Dubai, and then only 64% of first serve points won. Sorry, 69% of first serve points won. But what's interesting is that on second serve, she only won 48%. For Mirra Andreeva, she actually won 65% of first serve points won, so not too far behind Rybakina in that respect, just 4%. And then on second serve, though, a lot higher at 65%. And that tells quite a big story of how that match went. And if you didn't watch it, essentially there wasn't a whole lot in it. It was very nip and tuck, a lot of tug of war at times, and there were swings of momentum. But Andreeva came out on top because she managed to play some of those bigger points better. And she also managed to defend extremely well when under pressure. That forehand slice of Andreeva is just so useful. It's a great way to throw in variety and disrupt rhythm. But it's a shot that if you do not execute it well, it can be a real weakness and something that can be exploited so easily. But she hits the slice, a lot of spin, a lot of depth. She can vary, of course, when she's on the rush and she doesn't have time to hit with as much spin and really knife it, but she still, more often than not, gets that slice deep and gets herself into a neutral position, or at least gives herself a chance in the point to recover. And it's a really well-executed, controlled shot that she has in the tank. And then she also has the power from both wings as well. And the same can be said about Rybakina, right? When we talk about power, Rybakina also has power off both wings, and arguably you could say that she hits bigger than Andreeva, but Andreeva kept with her anyway, and managed to keep the pace which I think was a big plus for the young Russian. She kept the pace with Rybakina, defended really well when she needed to, and then managed to transition to attack really well. Acceleration through her forehand is really impressive. And she had a good serving tournament. She didn't serve actually that well against Rybakina. 3 aces, 8 double faults. But what she did do well was back up the first serve pretty well. And then behind the second serve, because she defends so well and she was doing really well straight after that second serve, she was able to get into the point on the front foot very quickly. And what she does very well is actually hit a very big second serve. I think 100 mile plus at times. That's very big for the women's tour. Rybakina's second serve was actually getting, not dismantled, but attacked by Andreeva in comparison. And Andreeva was stepping in, taking clean cuts to the ball. And I think she was actually very intelligent in knowing that, okay, look, Rybakina's got a bit more power than me. We know that. She's an incredible server. How can I exploit some of her weaknesses? Well, we know Rybakina is not an elite mover. She's a very good mover, but she's not an elite mover. Andreeva is an elite mover. So Andreeva thought, well, at times when I need to grind from the back of the court, and I say grind very loosely here, when I need to stretch out the points and be a bit more solid from the back of the court, I have the confidence that as long as I'm pushing her back with depth or angles, I can give myself a really good chance of being able to then take over in that point, gain the momentum, and then go on to win it. And that's what she did really well, I thought. Very intelligent. I mean, she's so young still, Mirra Andreeva, but she's incredibly intelligent. And Conchita Martinez has done such a good job with her. Honestly, I think they're a fantastic partnership. For Rybakina, of course, we know the coaching situation has been quite turbulent. She's a fantastic player. Great interview as well when I talked to her at Wimbledon. Very down to earth and clearly just wants to play tennis and enjoy it. And it's great to see her enjoying it yet again. And she's obviously had these peaks and troughs in terms of her enjoyment, in terms of the injuries. You know, there's been a lot of highs and lows. But what I will say is she's got a good chance in this match. If she serves really well and comes out all guns blazing, then great. But one thing that I will say is the conditions, I think, suit Andreeva more. They are heavy conditions. The balls are more conducive. Well, the courts are more conducive to spin. She hits a lot more top spin than Rybakina. Rybakina is a very flat, very clean, but very flat hitter. You think of a Medvedev if he had a more a more orthodox technique and hit with more power from the back of the court. But in terms of the depth and the flat ball, it's quite similar, I would say. But Rybakina has these big, booming ground strokes with those long levers that just penetrate through the court. But on these courts, he'll hold up a little bit more. So Andreeva should have a slightly easier task of defending, potentially, in this match than she did it at Dubai even. So Rybakina is going to have to be a bit smarter. She might come forward to the net more. That's not a bad shot. Andreeva is very good at passing, plays the net and has great athleticism, but Rybakina, she has enough power to at least get her off the back foot, and she's got a really good overhead. Her volleys are not elite, but yeah, I think she's going to have to mix up a little bit here and play very well to beat Andreeva because she's in form. Andreeva, I think the conditions, as I said, I think they suit her slightly. I'm going to go with Andreeva in another 3-set win. Let me know your guys' predictions in the comments. Thank you very much.